Hey, what's up, guys? Tuki here, back again. This is Rebuilding Hockey Town, and let's get right down to it, because I'm not going to be able to hide the fact that I am beyond tired. Beyond tired. Been up since 5 in the morning. It is now 2:12 of the next day. Wednesday for me was a crazy day on the channel. The day before as well, launching new series, and then the next day being able to announce my participation in the Stanley Hut playoffs, which it's just been a crazy couple of days. And in that video, I said enough, thank you guys. I say it in every video, thank you guys for the support. Needless to say, I'm very much looking forward to the next few months of this channel. It could be pretty crazy. And whatever happens, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm glad you guys are here with me to enjoy whatever the hell happens. I mean, I've said it enough. I never expected 500 subs. Who knows what we'll be at by the time I hit the 2-year mark in September. But let's get down to business here. I don't want to ramble too much. We have some simming to do. The goal is to get to at least the All-Star break. The lineup. It's going to change pretty consistently, I imagine, because there's so many combinations, not just for what players play where, but literally their position, whether a winger or center, and their player type. Evgeny Svechnikov, for example, we have him on the top line. He could be a sniper. We have him as a power forward, a bigger guy, 6'3", 208 pounds with the 87 body checking and 88 strength. You hope he'd be able to play a bit more of a physical game. Then you have Dylan Larkin, who could arguably go as a sniper, could definitely go as a playmaker, or even a two-way. And then Anthony Mantha, also a sniper or a power forward. Have him set to a power forward due to his bigger frame. The second line, we have Nico Hischier at left wing and as a playmaker, which you could argue sniper. But the reason we have him at left wing is because Jonathan Dahlen has the slightly better defense and the better face-offs. And I think I want to keep these two on the same line. Hischier and Dahlen could do great things for this team in the future. On the right-hand side, we have Martin Ferk, someone else who not exactly a specialist at anything, but we do have him as a sniper. The third line, Radek Faksa, and this is another interesting point of discussion. He's a two-way, which I'd say is fair. 84 face-offs. His center, Dominic Turgeon, has 87 face-offs. So you could argue having maybe Ferk on the third line and putting Faksa up on the second line. That way we're not wasting a center with really good face-offs. So it's an interesting discussion point. Nick Baptiste, we have switched to a two-way. You could argue power forward. You could argue grinder. We'll see what he can do as a two-way. And then the fourth line, Tyler Bertuzzi with Andreas Athanasiou and Tom Wilson. The defense is the same as we left it at the end of the last episode. And of course, Bobrovsky and Van Pottelberg are the duo, our goaltending tandem. The AHL is just ridiculous. It's absurd down in Grand Rapids, especially with the players we have scratched. I imagine by the time, definitely the trade deadline episode, there will be quite a few moves to make sure that we can get certain people either out or, trade certain people so that we can get other guys into the lineup that deserve the ice time. It's just, it's a great situation to be in, to have that much depth, and the ratings for our AHL team is ridiculous. And the good news is, too, as far as that goes, I no longer have the right to make the mistake in calling them Chicago. The St. Louis series is over. So it's Grand Rapids. Unless I start calling them Ontario, which would be pretty crazy. But before we get into the sim, someone said they wanted to see Jimmy Vesey. So there you go. That is Jimmy Vesey at this point. It was random as hell, but there you go. There are Jimmy Vesey stats. Let's get into the sim. And I should mention the reason why I'm recording so late. I stayed up to watch hockey. Of course I did. It's the playoffs, man. And even if for the Bruins, which I'll talk about that more in a second, but even if things aren't looking great, still some great games. My God. Especially, too, I'm recording this just pretty much minutes after. I think it's been like 15 minutes since David Desharnais scored the overtime winner. Terrible loss for the Sharks to blow that lead. The late tying goal from Clefbaum, not a great situation. A lot of people were pissed that I didn't pick Edmonton, and I've mentioned this, but I never said that they didn't have a chance, you know? I never said that they didn't have a chance. And if they played consistently like they did in that overtime, where San Jose took the Bruins method of just playing shuffleboard and not trying to get any offense whatsoever, then yeah, my God, Edmonton could run the table with anybody. But it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And a hell of a rebound for them, too, after losing 7-0 in San Jose. Unbelievable game there. But again, that was a series that could go either way. You have St. Louis and Minnesota. Again, you know, St. Louis still in charge. Martin Jones, a great goaltending performance. Jake Allen has been amazing. He was my biggest question mark for the Blues heading into that series. And yes, they lost the last game, and it would still take a hell of a lot of an effort, or a hell of an effort, and a lot of effort. Hell of a lot of an effort. Well, there we go. But yeah, I don't see Minnesota coming back, but you never know. Crazy things have happened. Van Pottelberg won his first game, so we'll keep him in until he wins. Wouldn't that be crazy if Van Pottelberg just takes control of the crease and we end up trading Bobrovsky? He is 2-0, baby. He is 2-0. Man. And there it goes. All right, well, the Swiss dream is over. It's over. He goes back to sitting on the bench. But, man, what else in the West? Oh, yeah, that's right. The other two Western Conference series are over, aren't they? Calgary swept. Now, I said I didn't think we'd be seeing the Battle of Alberta. I didn't think Calgary would get swept. That is insane, but I won't rub salt into the wounds. As you can see with Grand Rapids, 84, 87, and 80 for ratings, as I mentioned. Pretty damn crazy. But, yeah, the Anaheim Ducks moving on. Good for them. Randy Carlyle might actually know what he's doing. And then my pick to win it, the Chicago Blackhawks swept by Nashville. And again, I don't feel terrible in making the Chicago pick like I did. In that video, I mentioned that series could go either way, but nobody. Some people may have predicted Nashville over Chicago, and that's fine. Nobody said sweep. It's shocking. And obviously, despite them being my pick, Goliath, gone in the first round, swept in the first round. I'm not mad. That's hilarious. That's hilarious for everyone except Hawks fans, or unless you really, really hate Nashville. Then it might not be as fun. But, yeah, that is absolutely insane. And then, of course, in the Eastern Conference, hell of a series going on with Washington and Toronto. That's really pretty much all I have to say. Pittsburgh takes care of Columbus, which is pretty disappointing, man. The Blue Jackets just ran out of steam at the wrong damn time. Sergei Bobrovsky, not the best series. Granted, most of the chances he was facing were from high-quality shots, but a disappointing end to their season. The Rangers have a 3-2 series lead on Montreal. It's not over, but boy, weren't people pissed at me for saying the Rangers could win that series. Weren't they pissed? Oh, man. If there's one series that I want, I mean, aside from the Bruins series, obviously, to turn around, if there's one series that I want my prediction to come true with, it's that series, man. It really, really is. And again, I say that as a huge fan of Claude Julien. But, yeah. I don't have too much room to talk. I mean, come on, let's be honest here. The Bruins, they won their first game. I said Sens in 5, and that's looking very realistic. Now, do I think the Bruins have an excuse? Yes, I do. They are without Carlo, Krug, and McQuaid. 3 out of their top 4 defensemen are gone. No team can survive that. But in saying that, realistically, the Bruins could have swept the Sens. They win Game 1. Game 2, they blow a lead. They definitely should have won that game. I mean, credit to Ottawa for the comeback. The Bruins should have had that game. Game 3, the Riley Nash penalty and all that shit. They could have won that game, especially had they not, or they made the comeback and then blew it in overtime. thanks in part to that penalty. I don't blame Riley Nash for that, though. It is kind of a weak call. And Bobby Ryan, I don't blame Bobby Ryan. It's the smart thing to do. But, man, did he sell the hell out of that. But he's had a great series. He's had a great series. Doing what you got to do to win, knowing what you can get away with, right? It's all a part of the game. And then the 1-0 shutout loss in Game 4, where they should have. They should have had a couple of goals in the first period. So I'm not surprised that they're losing, but I am disappointed in the way that the Bruins have lost, because I don't think anyone can deny it. If the Bruins you could say that for anybody, really, but I think genuinely the Bruins could have swept the Sens. They just didn't capitalize, and my God, have the Sens made the most of their opportunities. They've won. I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, the Bruins are throwing the series more than the Sens are winning it. No, the Sens are winning this series. It's about who takes advantage of their chances. The Bruins haven't done it. The Sens absolutely have. So I'm not taking anything away from Ottawa. Calm down. I'm just saying it's frustrating as a Bruins fan, but I didn't necessarily expect anything less, and I think predicting that the Sens would take it in 5 games is a good indicator of that. And looking here, can we beat the Flyers? Yes, we can. Van Pottelberg will get 2 extra starts because of that against New Jersey and Vancouver. And oh my God, what a day for the Vancouver Canucks yesterday, now it would be. And I'm sorry, Canucks fans, but I have to mention it. Philip Larson doesn't hurt as much. Nikita Trampkin, holy shit. For whatever reason, whether it's... God, I've heard some people just say he's an egomaniac, and it was... I've heard some people just be like, oh, it was his time on ice. It was the contract offer. He just wanted to go home. Regardless of what it is, what a major loss. The Olympics, potentially another factor in him leaving. Just a messy situation there. But maybe they can find a way to fix that. Svechnikov has 5 points and no goals. All right, well, you're off the top line, aren't you? Hischier hasn't done too much. All right, let's change that up, shall we? I said I wanted to keep Hischier and Dahlin together. So much for that. Third line's doing all right. Fourth line doing all right. Let's just switch those 2 left wings, and we'll see how that goes. And I know he's doing relatively well, but we're going to drop Liljegren down to the second pairing, and we'll make further changes from there if we need to. The aim this season is still to make the playoffs, 100%. It'd be very disappointing if we were to fall short of that, and if anything, would be a wasted year. You know, the amount of young talent now that we have on this team, the goal is to 100% make the playoffs. Now, whether or not we do that is a completely different question in general. But we'll keep the sim going here. We are making pretty good time, from what I can tell. The problem is, with how tired I am and having already talked about what's been going on the channel lately and the playoffs, I think I'm completely out of steam. We still have a bit of a ways to go. So I guess I can just rehash talking about the channel, though. As Robert Thomas goes down, we'll have the assistant coach replace the player. But between the announcement video, man, A Nation United's already over 2K views. What a crazy couple of days for this channel, man. What a crazy couple of days. And I felt so bad following up those 2 great days with having no videos. And then today, as I record this right now, you guys know how late it is. The attempt is to get a video of A Nation United done right after this, so I can at least have an episode of each go up. I don't know if that's gonna happen because it's like, when do I fall asleep? When do I fall asleep? But when do I wake up? How much time do I have to edit and upload? My schedule's a bit of a mess at the moment. It's a bit of a mess, as is this team right now. Top-notch segue. Damn, I don't even know where to start. Hischier, and it's not awful. Larkin, Mantha. Still more assists for Mantha than goals, and I don't understand that. Svechnikov hasn't done anything. Anything at all. Only 5 points. You know what? I think I'm going to do what I was talking about. Let's drop Ferk down to the third line. Let's put what do we want to do here? What do we want to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to bump Faxa all the way up to that top line. I'm actually going to, yeah, you know what? We'll bump him all the way up to the top line. And then we'll have Svechnikov on the right. Let's see how that goes. It's a little bit of a just randomly thrown together combo because I do feel like I'm going to have to change player types again, and that's going to be a little bit time consuming. You know, Svechnikov, it will probably be beneficial. Did I even change the goaltending? That's what I went to change. That's what I went to change in the first place. I've completely lost it, man. I've completely lost it. Very time consuming. Very time consuming to change things over, is what I was saying. But it would probably be the right decision. I think that was my original point. I hope that was my original point. I might be wrong. We switch Van Pottelberg in, and he loses anyway. Wonderful. Currently on 28 points, 11 points behind division leader Ottawa. Right. What are we... Oh, what are we doing here, people? We need to win. We need to win us some games. 48 days away from the All-Star game, which again is probably our stopping point in this episode. We'll go with Bobrovsky for the next 5 games. Van Pottelberg will play against LA and Tampa before Bobrovsky gets swapped back in. Right now a 3-1 record, at least now 2-3 record this month. And then we lost 5-1 to Columbus. Beautiful, beautiful stuff here. We are not doing too well. Oh my God, I just looked at Grand Rapids for the first time. 17-4-5. Grand Rapids. Holy hell. Damn. 39 points. In fairness, the Charlotte Checkers are right there as well. Not quite running away with the division as I thought they would have been with that record. But let's take a look here. Van Pottelberg needs to jump in. Bobrovsky is a .918 save percentage, which isn't bad. Only a .906 for Van Pottelberg. Joseph Wall has a .937. Ian Scott hasn't played at all. And I said I'd try to get him some games. But with how well they're playing right now, let's not even bother. We'll just let them continue to perform at such a high level. So Van Pottelberg is in. Let's take a look here. Now, defensively, the player types are set. It's just a matter of finding the right line combos. Liljegren is still racking up those assists. So let's put him back with Darnell Nurse, and then we'll still have Spencer and Brickley, and we'll hope that pairing can find some chemistry again. Top line's looking okay. Second line, Svechnikov at least has a goal. I'm going to put Baptiste up on the second line, and we will see how that goes. Hopefully. Hopefully well, I should say. That would be nice. Like I said, I somewhat view us as like maybe a slightly worse version of the real-life Maple Leafs. It would be very nice to, like, missing out on the playoffs wouldn't be the end of the world, but it wouldn't be great either. We need this team to start winning some games to get that experience as we really try to figure out, who the future of this team is going to be. And obviously with Grand Rapids doing as well as they are, and the talent we already have on this team, not everybody is going to make it. So we really need to see who the future is. And performing like we have been so far isn't going to make that decision any easier. We got killed in that last game against Tampa. That is brutal. Let's sim these next 4 games as we look to wrap up 2019. Can we do so in winning fashion. We beat the Sabres 2-0, which is sweet. We got to set the scouting again. I guess I'm going to continue. Did I already go? Man, I guess I did. Just continue to go a month with each one. Robert Thomas is back. I don't think I'm going to put him into the lineup yet. We'll just wait until the weekend, where we have to change out goaltenders anyway. 2 more back-to-backs after this one. So a couple more appearances for Van Pottelberg in this episode. Didn't mean to hit roster moves, but that's okay. That's okay. We can go to edit lines from here. Wonderful. So who did it put in for Robert Thomas, I wonder? It was probably Morand. I imagine it was Antoine Morand, but I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know. It's a good thing, though, certain players like Fermenton I put into the lineup and that they're getting ice time. But Torniski, Owen Lane's gone up an overall point even though he's not playing. It's like, do I just go best lines right now? That's what I am very much tempted to do. I guess we'll put Thomas in on our own. That had to have been his spot. That had to have been. All right. At the NHL level, Van Pottelberg. And then do we make any further changes? Do we change anything else? Or are we good? I think we're good. Hopefully we're good. We need to start winning games, man. Consistently. Consistently. That is the hope. 37 games in. Nearly halfway through this 4th season now. Already in our 4th season with the Detroit Red Wings. And it's about time for us to start getting that consistent success. We shut out the Leafs 3-0. Way to go, Van Pottelberg. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. I can't stop thinking, though, about the channel recently. It's crazy enough. It's crazy enough. Some of the people I've been in contact with, certain YouTubers, you know, that I haven't, you know, I've never talked to, and all of a sudden, hey, how are you? Stuff like that. The actual... It's funny, I tweeted about this, but I pulled it because I'm worried it was a mistake. But the EA Twitter account followed me. If only they knew some of the stuff I've said about their game. I'm sure they know that it's said with love, though. I'm sure they do. Because it is. Because it is. Jesus, if I didn't love this game, what the hell am I playing it for? What would I be playing it for at this point? But yeah, just something as crazy as that was, like I said, good validation, as I said in the announcement video, that what we're doing here is picking up some steam, getting some traction, and that is awesome. I am dying to reach the All-Star break because I genuinely don't have anything else to talk about. I am so tired. So goddamn tired. But I was determined. I couldn't go 2 days in a row without a video. And this video itself might not have been uploaded at 3 p.m. Eastern. It might have been up later that day. But god damn it, this video will go up at some point on what would be Friday. And if you're watching this in a playlist 3 months from now, the relevance of that is completely gone, and that's fine. And that would be fine. But let's see here. Still a 918 save percentage for Bobrovsky. Right. Just a quick look at the stats again. That new second line looks to be doing well. So that's good. But how long will this team stay the way it is right now? We're over the halfway point in the season. We're about to hit the All-Star break. We'll take a look at the team stats. The Grand Rapids Griffins doing as well as they are. Potentially we trade someone and call someone up. I don't know. We lose back-to-back games, though. 1 point out of a possible 4 as we wrap up this episode. Pretty damn disappointing. 49 points. 5 points back of the Tampa Bay Lightning for a playoff spot. But we have 3 games in hand. We have 5 games in hand on the Florida Panthers. So we're still in a good spot, but we have to take advantage of these extra games. We absolutely have to. But let's see, how far down are we here? 21st. With a 21-18-7 record. Those overtime losses certainly helping us out. Goals for per game. Middle of the pack? Yeah, middle of the pack somewhere. Goals against per game. Goals against per game, also middle of the pack. So, I mean, closer to the top of the list. Clearly. Power play percentage, we're up there. Not too bad. And then our penalty kill is tied for second best in the league. Although I'm surprised it's not better, considering we've killed off, or, you know, we've been shorthanded 6 more times, but I'm not sure how the tiebreaker works. But we're doing okay. We're doing okay. The potential is definitely there. I don't think we're winning a division title this year, but the potential is still there. And then, of course, Grand Rapids just cleaning house right now. An insane season for them so far. And you would have already seen it. Nico Hischier leading this team in points. 34 points in 46 games. Anthony Manta with 33. Dahlin with 29. Larkin with 27. 26 for Faxa. 24 for Liljegren. And they're all assists. Athanasiou, 23 points on the fourth line. Damn. Baptiste with 22. Bouncing between the second and third line. Nurse and Pionk not doing too bad. Bertuzzi and Wilson. That fourth line doing fairly well, and I honestly contemplated bumping them up as the third line. That might be an option. Martin Ferk, 14 points in 46 games. Pretty disappointing. Again, you could argue switching him to a sniper. That's, you know, Baptiste, like I talked about. He could be switched to a power forward. Athanasiou could be a two-way. Faxa could be a playmaker, although he's probably best as a two-way. Larkin could be a two-way. Mantha could be a sniper. So many different player type options and line combos. Dominic Turgeon, 14 points. Not terrible. He is more of a third line. I mean, you look at the puck skills category, for example. He has good offensive awareness at an 87 and a decent wrist shot. But he's definitely more of a shutdown forward. Svechnikov, probably the most disappointing season. I'll, without a doubt, switch him to a sniper for the last half of the season. Wanting him, of course, to play a more physical game, but that's just not working out. That is not working out. And Matt Spencer, who's a defensive D-man, only 3 points. So I'm not completely upset about that. But certainly some underperforming players, whether that's been because of the line combinations or the player types, it is tough to say. Goaltending, 32 appearances for Bobrovsky, a .919 save percentage. 17 appearances for Joran van Pottelberg. He only has a .903 save percentage. Pretty damn disappointing. We will look league-wide at not only the stats, of course, we'll focus in on the rookie race as well, since we have a few names in that hat this year. You look at the winningest goaltenders: Crawford, Murray, Dubnyk, Chris Dreger for Ottawa. Surprising. And then you have Thatcher Demko, Thomas Greiss still with the Islanders, Nedeljkovic now in Carolina, Stolars in Philly. Nice. And when we look league-wide here, what do we have? Connor McDavid, 56 points. He's a 99 overall, because of course he is. Nikita Kucherov, John Tavares, Stamkos, no surprising names, even Draisaitl and Drouin. No surprising names that high up. Although, there's a surprising name, Malta Stromwall. Unbelievable. Medium top 9 and 84 overall, has 47 points in 47 games. And people joked about me getting him again. I don't think I want to do that. I do want to use some different players, because otherwise then every series would just be me having Thatcher Demko in goal, because I was a fan of his before he went to the Canucks. I'd probably have Trampkin and Colton Parayko. Basically, I'd rebuild what the Vancouver series was in NHL 16. That's pretty much what I'd do with every team. Erik Karlsson on defense, probably Austin Matthews. Austin Matthews if we could afford it. But let's take a look here at the rookie race. Alex DeBrincat for Chicago is up there, 40 points in 48 games. Mikhail Vorobiev for the Winnipeg Jets. Kirill Kaprizov, who of course went to Vancouver instead of signing with us. Asshole. Nicholas Kubel? Jesus. But you never know with the E and the hyphen. That's all I'm saying. Barzal, Jordan Kyrou, Fisher Dolan hanging in there. Carl Grundstrom. Hopefully he can end up being that good for us in a Nation United. Kiefer Bellows up there. Interesting. Any rookie goalies that are in the race? Van Pottelberg, of course, a rookie goalie. We look at games played. John Gillies, the starter for Calgary. Nedeljkovic. It could be an interesting rookie race. Down in the AHL, like I said, Joseph Wall has played every game. As far as a backup situation, I think Van Pottelberg is our guy. I don't think we can send him down. Wall has to be the starter. But Owen Tippett, 38 points in 43 games. Taylor Radish up there as well. Not too bad at all for this team. I will take a look at the lines really quick, though, just so you guys can get a look at some of the overalls and whether or not we should trade any particular players. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I mean, if I had to say who's the most likely candidate to go, it could be somebody. I'm not sure who. I mean, I don't know. It could, I mean, just, I don't know. But down in the AHL, Radish, Tippett, both 82s, Bitten, and 81. But then you look at the scratched players, Owen Lane, Antoine Morand, Yoki Harju is still scratched, Avante Stevens, Carson Twarniski, Hudson Elnuik. It's a embarrassment of riches down in the AHL. And as it is, Alex Formenton, who we acquired from Pittsburgh, has made some very solid progression already. That team just continues to get better. Guys, that'll do it for this episode. Holy shit, we made it through. We made it. As tired as I am, we made it. And now there's the thought of I might have to record an episode of A Nation United after this. What time is it now? It is 2:44. Good Lord. Oh, good Lord. Guys, thank you so much, as always, for watching this video. As always, if you did enjoy, feel free to support not only the video, but the channel in any way you deem necessary. Whether that means leaving a like, subscribing if you haven't already. Hell, that's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You can do whatever the hell you want. I don't really care. I don't really care. Well, I do care that... well, then again, if you've already heard my voice, if you've already, watched this video this far, you've already made up your mind anyway. I can't change your mind. It's not like me saying, oh, hey, leave a like. It's like, no, you would have hit the button already. I know what I do when I watch YouTubers that I like. The video is still loading up. The loading wheel is still there, and I'm already hitting the like button just because it's habitual at this point. What the hell am I rambling about? Guys, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to your feedback and your suggestions in the comments below. Like I said, keep an eye out not only for this series, but others. I'm trying to keep that consistent upload schedule going, but when I have a day like I did today, and that cuts in to, recording time and editing time, it can be a bit of a hassle, which is why a series like A Very Rowdy Be a Pro has gotten lost in the mix, but it will be back, among others. I will see you guys in the next episode of Rebuilding Hockey Town, where, depending on what happens, if we have a ton of trades, it might just be a trade deadline video. If we have only a couple, it could be the Season 4 wrap-up. Will we be a playoff team? I don't know. We'll find out, though. I'll catch you guys next time.